you. Any other public comments? Mr. Chandler.
Good to see you again. Hugh Chandler from 42nd Street. Just have a quick question. I know that I've been here in a couple of sessions. I'm busy at the hotel back in Atlantic City this summer. But back to Gary Shea's point, I know that these sessions are recorded and we can watch them on TV and TiVo them and things like that. But I have a question when it comes to executive session. I know that there are executive sessions pretty much at the end of every single meeting. Are those minutes recorded? Who records those minutes? Is there any type of record that is clear to everybody?
No, they are not recorded.
Is there a reason for that?
Yes. And we went through this at the last meeting, I believe.
I apologize for missing it.
So I'm surprised that you haven't been brought up to speed on this issue. But the feeling is that the minutes are taken by the clerk. She writes. There's a written record of what has transpired at the meeting, and we feel that is an adequate way to memorialize what took place. We also feel that by recording the executive session, you are actually creating a situation that could, in fact, expose the city to more liability in the future, and that is under the advice of our solicitor, who offered us.
What type of liability would you be open to? I mean, what would be being said to open you for liability, I guess? I'm just out of curiosity.
Well, there are a number of things that are discussed in executive session that take place over time. Probably the biggest issue would be a personnel issue, pending things of that nature that could, in fact, if a recording existed, could, in fact, open the city up to more litigation. Mr. McGuire, anything else to add? You're the litigation expert.
Yeah, there's just a host of examples, Mayor. For example, let's say that you were considering someone for a personnel position, and during the course of your discussion in executive session, you discovered that person had some type of record, or you came to believe that person had some type of record, and based upon that, you made a decision not to hire that person, okay? And later, it turns out that, in fact, the information that you had was incorrect. Now you have a documented record of that in your executive session tape, which clearly could be used in litigation. That's just one example, but I could come up with a host of examples, actually.
But that would be basically making a mistake, though, what you're saying, that you had made a mistake, you had passed judgment on somebody without having done I'm just saying, without having done the homework, and having made a mistake, and then having that come back to bite you for not having done due diligence in the past.
No. For example, you could get incorrect information. But yeah, that's even a better example. If you make a mistake, that is correct.
But you wouldn't be held responsible for it if you passed judgment.
You could be. You could be. Yes.
I guess my question would be: would it be possible to? I'm sorry. Would it be possible to go? Maybe going forward at some point, if they're recorded, maybe they're released later at some later point in time. To where there is some kind of accurate record.
The majority of us have made a decision that we want to continue with the practice that we've had in place, and that we feel that recording the executive session minutes would, in fact, expose the city to more liability and could, in fact, cost the taxpayers more money. There was one suggestion made that we make the tapes available immediately to every member of council, so then you expose your liability sevenfold, after every session. So I'm very comfortable with the way things are being done right now. The majority of council, I believe, is comfortable. If, in fact, subsequent to this time, if this council decides they want to move in another direction, they would do it at that point.
Again, and I don't want to be a dead horse, and I won't keep you up here for a long period of time, but when it comes to me and my business, I run a hotel in Atlantic City. That anytime that I have any type of session, even if it's a one-on-one session, if it's a disciplining an employee or coaching an employee, I have a witness there. There's somebody there, and there's always a record. I just wonder why.
Do you record it?
Yes, we do. We keep notes the entire time. Absolutely.
That's what we do in executive session.
But are they published?
They will be released when the matter is resolved.
Okay.
Now, some matters can last literally for years. That they've been.
But I'm also not in city government where the public has a right to know.
No, I understand that, but other matters are resolved quickly, and those minutes are made
But
available.
if it comes to taxpayers' money, I guess in
Well, there's-
personnel issues of hiring and firing and things like that, why shouldn't that be at least recorded so there's some type of record? Again,
There is a record.
To protect yourself from a liability.
If in fact the general thought was that those meetings should be recorded electronically, then that would be part of the law. But it's not. The law is very clear. You do not have to record those sessions. You have to take minutes of those sessions.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that wasn't done on a whim, and it wasn't done as a flight of fancy. It was done by our legislature after great thought, dealing with the exact issues we're talking about now. So, sure, has anyone ever voiced the opinion to the state legislature or to this governing body before should tape executive session minutes? Of course they have. Are there some pros to that? Yes, there are. But there are also cons. And if all the pros were as clear or precise as you would indicate it, then our state legislature would make it a requirement. They haven't.
We don't go everything on it. This is
They
not-
haven't, okay? And I'm telling you that taping the executive session minutes, I believe firmly, and I said this at the last meeting, would cause more harm to the city than good.
And that would be because of liability issues?
I think,
Because of liability issues.
I mean, like, from hiring,
Mr. Chandler, I think we've been through this. I don't know how many more times Mr. McGuire can answer the same question.
Well, just to make sure that it's clear. And again, like to be dead horse. I hear what you're saying. Basically, let's keep it as is. Everybody's happy
Right.
with it, right? That's the answer to that.
That's the answer, yes.
That's the answer to that.
Well,
Okay.
Mr. Chandler,
correct.
not everybody's happy with it. I'm not happy with that. And just to clarify something, each municipality can choose, and there are many municipalities that do record their sessions. And
That's true.
our
So
solicitor,
there are other ones that do.
Oh, absolutely.
yes, many in this county, probably more do than don't. So this is a choice that the city officials in Brigantine.
Yes, and it's a choice that we take very seriously. It's a choice that the majority of us are staying with.
Okay.
Thank you.
Gotcha. Thank you very much.
Any other public comment?